Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Detective Comics issue number 1031. I got some bad news to report. I wasn't really a fan of this issue. I mean, the comic has been great up until this issue. Now it's like subpar. Me no likey the subpar. It's not bad. That's the thing that's killing me about it. It's not a bad issue. It's just the other issues, the other parts of this run, like they're off the charts almost. This one's kind of like, hey, normally a comic book I'd be like, hey, is good. In this case, let's get talking about who made this comic book. We'll go into some things that I didn't like about it. Also, we're going to go into a light at the end of the tunnel. All right, so this issue is called Smash the Mirror. Peter J. Tomasi, story and words. Bill Keys Everly on art, and Matt Lopez doing the colors. Letters are done by Rob Lay, and the cover is George Jimenez and Alejandro Sanchez. Lee Bermejo on that variant cover, and it's a nice, sexy variant cover, too. Bill Finger, of course, created the character. I don't want to spoil who shows up in this issue, but it was actually supposed to be really exciting, except anybody who already knows who this character is, you saw who it was before the mask, so to speak, was lifted. So, yeah, you can't miss that clothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of potentially excited, but after how kind of watered down this issue was, like Damian shows up and it's like, there's some fun moments with Damian. I'm always a fan of him, and who he shows up talking to, it's a new character, but it's related to the villain who shows up in this. I'm just saying, like, I looked at this and, like, for a moment I marked out a little bit. I was like, oh, and then I stopped. I'm like, wait, but who cares? Like, it was one of those things where it's like, I wanted to care so much, but yeah, this issue just really hasn't been doing it for me, man. So there's some fighting in here. Batman goes and he makes a rallying speech. And I'm sorry, like, Batman is a lot of things, but he's not Captain America. And I can't see Batman stopping a crowd rushing towards him just by yelling or talking at them, at least not in an inspiring way. I could see him screaming at them, maybe using a device even, like whatever, pulling out like the Bat loudspeaker or something like that, the Bat boombox. Can we have the Bat boombox? We should do that. Anyway, better than those stupid bat ears that go pew, because nobody cares. Anyway, that boombox would be good. But if he were to start screaming like, if you come any closer, a storm of bats and hellfire will rain upon you, I could see them stopping and not attacking for that. But yeah, like this was practically a Captain America speech. I don't want to see Batman be Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like Superman could be Captain America. Batman can't be Captain America. Not in fighting, sure, and all sorts of, planning and strategy. Yeah, whatever, sure. But no, not with inspirational speeches or something along those lines. And if you didn't think it was an inspirational speech, whatever, it inspired people to stop attacking him. I just can't see him making this speech and it actually being effective. It didn't feel good. It was whatever. Damian's role in this got kind of, I don't know, like the whole thing is silly. Like, I get, oh God, this whole thing just falls in on itself. So Robin Damian Wayne is one of those characters where it's like, he can do pretty much everything that Batman does, except he's only like 5 years old. I know he's older than 5, but you get what I'm saying. His body, he's about 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? His maturity is about 5 years old. But he's like ancient ninja Taoist warrior who just wants to slice off everybody's head as far as his maturity in murdering. So there's that. But yeah, in this, he was just, like, it's already hard to accept that he can go toe-to-toe with Batman. He can go toe-to-toe with Nightwing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's already hard to believe that with all the training the other guys put in. And this guy's just, I don't know, whatever. But then when you take it to the level where it's like he's solving crimes that Batman couldn't, we have to have a very similar thing where Batman goes, like what's happening over in Tynion's run. Regular Batman, where he's like vanilla Batman instead of this Detective Comics extra stuff. I think that they're going to have to do a lot of explaining how Batman couldn't solve a crime, but Damian could, especially one so close to. If they just say, "Oh, you were too close to this, that's why you couldn't figure it out," yeah, maybe that would work. I think that they're going to have to explain that, much like in the Tiny and Batman run. Hey, you couldn't figure it out, ha! And then he says, actually, I could figure it out, and by you solving it and exposing it so quickly, I wasn't able to do A to Z. I don't like that could possibly work too, even though it's already been done in the previous issue on Batman. But instead, I don't know what else would work. Otherwise, they got to explain how Batman is such a dope and Robin is the greatest character ever known to man. And I don't think anybody wants to say that. It's hard enough to get people to even like Damian Wayne, right? But to sit there and say he's better than Batman. Even after the deceased Tom Taylor run, I don't think people are going to say that. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And in my opinion, an excuse as to why this didn't become something bigger, or why this issue was kind of lackadaisical to me, because it was just announced that Challenge of the Super Sons is going to be a real thing. It's going to be a digital first, which, F you, DC Comics, you're still brain dead. This should not be a digital exclusive. This should be a come to comic book stores thing, because guess what, stupids at DC? It is going to sell out like hotcakes. But not if you do it digital first. If you do it digital first, nobody's going to buy it a second time. Not nobody, but people don't want to buy it a second time. I am not going to buy it a second time. I will check out the digital first. Unless you add a whole lot of extras in there, I am not interested in going out and later on, because that's the new technique that DC is doing now. Oh yeah, we're going to keep on, putting Batman out to print, but everything else, possibly including Superman, yeah, no, we're just going to do that at digital first. And if it sells really well on digital, well, then we'll put it out to print. But you're shooting yourself in the foot. And isn't it bad enough that you got the comic book stores? I know Carlos complains practically every week. Yeah, I got to get the damn DC comics out and give them priority to put them out because they're actually on sale today. And then I got to, do my preset later. I got to redo the whole process over again. Instead of, for the Marvel stuff and everything else, the Image, the Aftershock, the Boom, Dynamite, everything. So it's like he can't just do everything at once and just get a factory assembly line thing going where he's bagging and boarding and putting everything in alphabetical order. No, he's got to do it twice now because DC are essentially dipshits. And they go and they say, yeah, anyway, so yeah, good job, DC. You're a bunch of freaking morons. You guys like my Carlos Mencia? I know it's like, what, 17 years old or whatever it is, but like Carlos Mencia was funny. Anyway, so digital first. My God, what is the matter with these people? Like they've got to be there's got to be brain damage there. There has to be. Jim Lee and Don Cherry and all these, like, what are they doing at this point? Don Cherry should come in and say, the Super Sons were apparently a big deal. So I don't know why you're doing this as a digital first. No, I override that order. Put it out this way instead. Or is it somebody above him? I don't know. But I know this is really stupid. Marie Javins is in charge now of a bunch of stuff. Have her make the decision. Everybody likes her. I don't understand what's going on at DC right now. Challenge of the Super... Like, I don't even care about the Batman book at this point. Psh, whatever. But Challenge of the Super Sons? Dude. And it's going to be by Tomasi. And, like, Jimenez is on this. I don't understand. I don't understand how this isn't just, like, this is one of the main books going forward. I get Adventures of the Super Sons wasn't the greatest, but look at what they did to Tomasi in order for that to happen. The Bendis effect. It was actually Bendis doing the Bendis effect. But the original Super Sons was one of the best damn stories ever to come out. And Tomasi gets to do more now. And this is what we're given. It's like good news, badder news, light at the end of the tunnel, FU comics fans and comic book shops. DC, I'm not enjoying what's happening right now. Too many changes. Change is bad. Some change is good. Too much change is bad. It's change for the sake of change. DC, wake up. You know that noise? That's the sound of your head being pulled from your butt. I await desperately to hear that noise one day in the future. Otherwise, I can't wait to see how Marvel starts writing Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, because it'll probably be better than this. Can you imagine the team-ups? Anyway, guys, I'm out. Talk to y'all later. Like the video, watch an ad. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.